G'day, it's Shane here from the Lonely Grape, and thank you for joining me in my bar for this tasting of McLaren Vale wines. And more importantly, thank you for helping me bring McLaren Vale wine to the world. Today, another interesting tasting where I've got two wines of the same variety from a single vineyard. And lo and behold, from McLaren Vale, that would be Shiraz. But I've got wines from a small vineyard and small operator called J J Wines. There's a view of the label, and that's the 2008 McLaren Vale Shiraz. J J Wines have a relatively small but well presented vineyard between McLaren Vale, on the outskirts of McLaren Vale, between Victor Harbour Road and I suppose Caffrey Road would be the more main road that people would know. And if you're going along the Victor Harbour Road towards Victor Harbour, past the McLaren Vale turnoff, there is a sign on the left hand side for J J Wines. So it has some exposure that way. I've never tried these wines before. And I've got to say a thank you to Troy for showing me around a couple of weeks ago, and I'm quite excited about trying these wines today with you. So without further ado, let's do the Wenky thing. So we'll go for the 2008 first. I've got the 2008 and the 2009. Both these wines have been open for about an hour and a half sitting here, so I am looking forward to it. There's the normal plummy black fruits coming through. There's a little hint of licorice on the nose as well. I see this is 13.9% alcohol, so I'm expecting not a small wine here. And from these aromas, I'm expecting a big juicy style wine. Give that another go. Okay, starts off on the palate with a bit of plum, maybe slightly stewed, not the fresh plum. Some dark fruits down the side of the palate particularly. So a bit of blackberry, little hint of blackcurrant. So there's some nice fruit flavours coming through there. It's seen some French and American oak, but it's certainly not over oaked. There's a little bit of a hint of that cedar from French oak. And there is a hint, that's what I was just checking on, there is a hint of licorice finish on the palate. It's not strong licorice, but it just fits in nicely with the cedar coming through. The tannins are not grippy, so I'd consider this a drink now wine. The flavours sit in your mouth nicely, and without it being over oaked, I really see this as a nice wine that wouldn't overpower food, so to go well with food, I think. So let's try the 09. I've been told this is a very, very different wine. And in fact, the 09 I don't believe is available yet. Straight away the colour's different. You probably can't pick up the colour. But it's a more reddy, purplish colour than the previous one. Wow, that is different. That is very different on the nose. Getting less of the licorice style. I noticed this is 14.2% alcohol, but I'm not getting any alcohol tingle on the nose, which I thought I might have on this wine. Yeah, this is very, very different. I'm getting that plum coming through, but maybe not so stewed. There's a little bit of stewed character, but there is still a bit of fresh character, fresh plum character coming through. And I'm getting cherries, getting lots of dark cherries. I really do like the nose on that one. Now let's give it a whirl. The cherries really come through when you first get that on the palate and in the mouth. A little bit of bitter cherry. Sort of the mid palate goes through into the plums. Certainly not the stewy, plummy character that you do get from the higher alcohol wines. And the tannins are, there's more tannins there. It actually has a nicer tannic finish than the 08. In fact, I don't believe the 09 is out yet, but based on what I'm trying here, I think the 09 is a better wine between the two. Vastly different wines. So if you have tried the 08 and you like that, please get your hands on the 09. Now I've been told the 08's currently selling for $19.90 a bottle. As I said before, the 09 is not hasn't been released yet. And in fact, the 09's been bottled in 2 bottlings, and the second bottling of the 09 is actually happening this week. So I suspect it will be a little while before the 09 hits any sales. Now you can buy this wine directly from the winery. So J J Wines, do a Google search on that, and you'll find it quite easily. I'll also put a link on the blog. Yeah, look, very interesting the fact that they are so 2 different wines. If I actually think back, the 08 vintage, so that was the 07-08 growing year. 07 was very much a drought year, and lots of heat, and certainly not a lot of rain about. And I'm not surprised there's some licorice character coming through there, but it is certainly not unpleasant. Find yourself a nice thick juicy steak, and that would certainly go well with that. With the tannins not being, the oak and the tannins not being overarching in the wine, that would go down well. And the 08-09 growing season certainly had some issues right at the end of the vintage with heat, and being a small winery, they would have been able to organise to get the grapes off the vines at their pleasure, so to speak, and I think they've done a very good job. And Scott, the contract winemaker, I think has also done a good job there too. So J J Vineyards, McLaren Vale Shiraz, the 09 when it comes out, I'd say is a definite get. And I'd drink it with any range of the red meats style. I think it would even go nicely with pork, with those upfront fruit characters on the wine. Nice wine, and certainly recommend from my perspective. So that's all we have time for Wine and Grape TV this week. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed giving you this tasting, or showing you this tasting. And we'll see you next week. Have a safe week. Goodbye.